Okay, fifth grade mathematicians. So yesterday I asked you to try 9, 10, 11, and 12, and now we're going to check our answers. So 1/2 times 1/4, we multiply across, so it'd be the same as saying 1 times 1, 2 times 4, which 1 times 1 would be 1, 2 times 4 would be 8. Now this is the first one we've come to on this whole page that was not an improper fraction, because the numerator is smaller than the denominator. All right, so let's take a look at 3/2 times 1/5. So we multiply across, which would be the same thing as saying 3 times 1 and 2 times 5. 3 times 1 is 3, 2 times 5 is 10. All right, again, we do not have an improper fraction. So we've got 1/8 and 3/10. All right, give yourself smiley faces or stars if you got the right answer. All right, so we've got 1/4 times 4/3. 1 times 4, 4 times 3. 1 times 4 is 4, 4 times 3 is 12. All right, again, not a mixed number, or not an improper fraction, so we don't have to change it to a mixed number. Here we've got 2/4 times, and we've got a mixed number. So we've got 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. So that would be 10/4. 2 times 10 for the numerator, 4 times 4 for the denominator. And that would give us 20/16. All right, so I told you yesterday we're going to go back through and we're going to change these to mixed numbers. That's something we need to practice. So for 5/4, remember I told you it's the same thing as saying 5 divided by 4. 5 divided by 4. When we count by fours, we can't go over 1/4 or else we're going to go over. So we've got 1 times 4 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. So this would be 1 and 1/4. So this is the same as 1 and 1/4. Those are equivalent. All right. 26 divided by 16. 26 divided by 16. Well, if I count by 16s, 1 16 is 16, 2 16s is 32. So I can only do 1 16. So 26 minus 16 is 10. So I've got 10 is my numerator, 16 is my denominator. So this is the same thing as saying 1 and 10/16. All right, number 3, 11/6 is the same thing as saying 11 divided by 6. 11 divided by 6. So we've got 1 6, which would be 6. 2 6s would be 12, and that's going over. So we can only do 1 6. Now, do you notice that when I divide, I'm putting that, I can't put that 1 here, because if I put that 1 here, then I would have to put the 6 under that first 1. Well, I don't want to do 1 minus 6. I want to do 11 minus 6. So I have to put it over top of the 1's place. All right, not the 10's place. 11 minus 6 gives me 5. So 5 is going to be my numerator. 6ths would be my denominator. So this is 1 and 5/6. These two are equivalent. This is the improper fraction. This is it written as a mixed number. All right. 10/6. 10 divided by 6. 10 divided by 6. Well, 1 6 is 6. 2 6s is 12. That's going over. So we can only do 1 6. 10 minus 6 is 4. So this would be my numerator. 1 and 4, and this would be my denominator, 6ths. 1 and 4/6. Okay, I hope you're catching on to this. All right, 96 divided by 20. 96 divided by 20. Well, you know, we only think of counting by numbers Well, we've got the smaller numbers, but we can count by 20s. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. I went too far. So it's not 5 20s because that's what I counted to. It's got to be 4 20s, which is 80. So 96 minus 80 gives me 16. So it's 4 16 20ths. So this would be 4 16 20ths. All right. 77 divided by 6. Well, I know here I can go ahead and put the 1 here because 1 times 6 is 6. I've got a 1. I bring down my 7. 6 times something gets me close to 17 without going over. Well, I know 3 6s is 18, so it's got to just be 2. And then I've got 15. 17 minus 15 is 2, so that'd be 2 6. I'm sorry, that kind of ran over. Let me go ahead and rewrite this down here for you. I apologize that that ran into. I want to show you again. Okay, so we've got 1 times 6 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. I bring down that 7. I can't do 3 6s because that would be 18. It has to be 2 6s. So 2 6s are 12. 17 minus 12 is 5. And then we've got 5 sixths. So this would be 12 5 sixths. All right. So now we've got 49 divided by 9. Okay. When I count by 9s, I've got 9, 18, 27, 36, 45. If I keep going, I'm going to go over, I'm afraid. 54, yes. So it's 5. 5 times 9 is 45. 49 minus 45 is 4. So then 4 becomes my numerator. 4 ninths. So this is 5 4 ninths. All right. Now, we've got 153 divided by 20. Okay. So we've got, counting by 20s, I know that we've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160. Okay, I can't do 8. 160 is too much. So I got to backtrack to 7 20s, which would be 140. 140. 153 minus 140 is 13. So I've got 7 13 20ths. So this would be 7 13 20ths. All right. So your only problem that you did last night that has to be converted is number 12. Number 12 is 20 divided by 16. So we've got 20 divided by 16. Well, how many 16s are in 20? Well, if you did 2 16s, you'd have 32. So it's just 1 16. So 1 times 16 is 16. 20 minus 16 is 4. So 1 4 16ths. So this would be 1 4 16ths. All right. So tonight for homework, I have a paper for you that looks just like what we did here. And I've got a few of them that are circled. And I want you to change the answer after you get the improper fraction. I want you to change that to a mixed number. I'm only going to choose 2 for you to change into mixed numbers. But I want you to look at the others. And you can do the others on another piece of paper for practice if you would like. but I'm only going to require you to do 2 of them to change into a mixed number. All right? I want you to keep watching, keep thinking, always stay curious, and I'll see you tomorrow.